Wellington here.
Is there anyone from Wellington? Chantal, where can we watch the interview you did with the fireman? That's in editing now. It takes a long time, guys. That's why we have to have real videographers in the background to everything of the live streams, because we need the full videos that we can send internationally as well.
Only those from Qatar will know what that means. I don't know if any of you have walked around the streets of Wellington today, but there's a very, very different vibe to the vibe going on here. No eye contact, you can't see anyone's faces. It's grim.
Here is freedom, out there is tyranny.
Yes, sir.
That's right, mate. Rhythm and rights.
Now, this may take a while, alright? But I'm just going to do it. I've got to get this on record. Here we go. Oh dear. Then the phone died. I'm ahead. So thank you, bros. And then it causes little harm. Because we see these injustices, for those who don't know me, my name is Kerrison. I've produced music and been involved in media for, over 30 years, singing about environmental degradation, the imbalance of energy consumption and waste generation, social injustice, the erosion of human rights and freedom, and my love and compassion for people the world over, the planet and the beautiful life forms we share with it. As I said before, I don't want to be here today. I don't want to be doing this. None of us should be here. I drove from Kaitaia in the far north to be here and stand with you today to acknowledge you and lodge my position, my protest. You see, make no mistake, as the gentleman said before, this gathering may feel like a festival because everyone here is amazing and filled with love, but please remember, this is not a festival. This is likely the most significant protest of our generation. And I'll admit it, I was scared. I'm scared now. And uncomfortable, really uncomfortable to show my face here. I was afraid of the backlash and the repercussions for standing here today. And I know many in my industry who feel the same, but prefer to remain quiet for now. So I stand here on behalf of some of them too.
Thank you. Yes, thank you.
I'm finally here because when my little baby girl, who is -7 weeks at the moment, when she asked me about this pivotal moment in history, in world history actually, and where I was, I want to be able to tell her that although I was uncomfortable and scared, I showed up. I wanted to know that although I was afraid, I stood up for her rights, her freedoms, like her great-grandfather stood for mine, hers, and all of us in World War II. I'm here because I've never felt more compelled to be anywhere for any reason my entire life. It's because we see these injustices, we see the scaremongering, these horrible tactics of discrimination and unforgivable abuse of the social, economic, environmental and cultural fabric and the well-being of our Aotearoa. I never thought I'd ever in my lifetime or any lifetime see this happen in our country. But you know what? Despite how it is at the moment, I know it can be better. There's no country I would rather be, and there's no people I would rather be with. We've got to embrace this fear, and we've got to embrace being uncomfortable with love. Love of life, and unify as a country until this tyranny ends. Don't let them get you down. Smile your way through it. Use shields of love. Know that people are praying for you. Stand in love and light. Ngā whānau, business end. If we are supposedly 96% vaccinated as a country, and there is mainstream consensus that this Omicron variant of however many variants there are possibly, and that it causes little harm or effects to the majority of the population, then it makes absolutely no sense that hard-working Kiwis from all walks of life have lost their damned jobs.
Yes.
our police officers, our firefighters, school teachers, midwives, nurses, and doctors, people from all professions, because they exercise their sovereign, inalienable right to choose not to participate in mandates and medical apartheid, they have lost their livelihoods and their ability to support their families. You know what? Many too, and too many, have tragically taken their own lives as a consequence. What is happening here in New Zealand and indeed around the world is morally indefensible, shameful, and needs to stop now. New Zealanders not only need to be given their jobs back, but I emphatically agree with a brave lady I saw standing here yesterday, and she proposed that they should also, and this is amazing, but they should also be back paid for all income lost since the beginning of these nonsensical mandates. New Zealanders need to be given back their right to self-determination. New Zealanders need to be given back their right to support themselves and their families immediately.
Yes. Yeah.
The New Zealand government must end all mandates. It makes absolutely no sense that New Zealand citizens can't get back in their own country through a poorly managed MIQ system. Mandates implemented by this regime mean I personally haven't been able to work properly with freedom of movement for over 2 years, longer.
But you're healthy.
What happened to 2 weeks to flatten the curve? Over these 2 years, it has become get boosted every 3 months for a valid vaccine pass. We just wanted to help our families. We did things we didn't want to do. What next? Now my partner can't work either. What does choice look for us now? How do we afford our mortgage? How do we afford to feed our family? Medical care, hairdressers. You know, we can't even go inside these places. Look at this. Oh, we're with pride, okay. Friend haircut, sweet ass. Tell the missus that. So yeah, we can't even go inside these places. We can't utilise any council facilities, yet we still have to pay rates. No libraries, no museums, no swimming pools. And this country's Prime Minister said there would be no consequences for people like us. Exercising our freedom to say no. We're just saying no. We're not allowed to go in these places anymore. For saying our body, our choice, but we've had a bloody enough. Enough of the lies, the deception, the discrimination, the misreporting, the misrepresentation. You know what? Yesterday I called out a TV personality whom I used to admire and adore actually, for being divisive, for bullying us people here, for taking the piss. People have died. It's not funny. This is not funny, Hillary. Her Twitter army turned on me. The mainstream media turned on me. I don't care. I actually don't care. Where's this kindness that they preach, eh? Where is that? That behaviour, my friends, that behaviour, that's deplorable. No, I'm not down with Hillary. I love Hillary. Hillary's lost and she needs to find her way back. You know what? By ending all mandates now, musicians, all kinds of entertainers, promoters and their ancillary industries can go back to earning a living that we love. We love putting smiles on people's faces. We love singing their songs and having them sung back to us. We are privileged people to do this. I haven't been able to do it for 2 years. I'm so looking forward to playing some songs, man. By ending all mandates now, hard-working hospitality business owners can get back to not having their lives disrupted by staff having to self-isolate. The tourism industry can return to its rightful place as New Zealand's #1 industry. Many countries around the world have moved forward, whilst New Zealand has lurched backwards into an apartheid regime. And those with eyes open enough to see know that we're being lied to. We've been lied to as a nation, as a people. All New Zealanders were told that if we get jabbed, then we would have our freedoms back. But for both jabbed and unjabbed, there are still an excessive amount of restrictions which are upending so many people's lives and causing so much mental harm and anguish. New Zealand is a vastly diverse country. There are as many reasons to be here as there are people. You know what? But we unify under one kaupapa. We the people want freedom. We want our lives and our rights back. The New Zealand government must end all mandates now. By all New Zealanders, not just us here, but we are representative of them. For each one of us, there's at least 100 out there. They are too scared to come out, man. But we're here. We showed up. Thank you. By standing for our freedoms and our inalienable sovereign rights as natural human beings, not in their fantasy, but in our reality, and in a non-violent, peaceful manner, we can actually chart a course forward as the unified people of Aotearoa. Remember, civil disobedience is actually our sacred duty if the state becomes lawless. Why is this government and most of New Zealand's mainstream media institutions so firmly resolved to portray us Kiwis as right-wing fascists and neo-Nazis? Have they looked at me? I wish it was funny. Why are they determined to paint millions of us as the great unwashed? It is utterly vile, repugnant disinformation narrative. They are deplorable and trying to subjugate and marginalise we the people. You know what? I've got news for the shills in the news media and the government of New Zealand. I've been marginalised my whole life. Nothing's new to me, mate. They should all be ashamed. Now, Liz Gunn, who has been nothing short of inspirational, told me last night that her team have irrefutable evidence that these mainstream media and modelling units are being paid by Prime Minister Ardern. Look up the Jacinda papers if you haven't already. Hatchetreport.com. Hatchetreport.com. Remember, COVID-19 modelling Aotearoa is headed by the wildly inaccurate COVID modeller Dr. Sean Hendy, who once predicted 80,000 imminent, just for fair, imminent New Zealand deaths. How many are we currently at? 53? Something like that?
Less than the flu, brother.
Less than the flu, bro. What happened to the flu? They miraculously cured the flu. Right.
Less than suicide.
By the way, if these vaccines are safe and effective, why do we keep needing boosters? Why does everyone know someone who has been injured? Or worse? Why aren't these questions being asked? You know what, my brother, this is one of the other reasons I have to be here. My brother now has pericarditis. Where does it leave him? You know, where's this real, where's the real empathy? Not this fake version practiced and presented through fake news and fake smiles. Where's the kindness they preach from their smug parliamentary pulpits and their ivory broadcasting towers? Where are they? Where's the shared public discourse, the meeting of minds and ideas so that we can navigate this waka together? You know what, the New Zealand I love, the Aotearoa I love, is not some one-sided, one narrative fits all, one source of truth neo-dictatorship. This heavily scripted, divisive rhetoric has driven wedges between our communities. It's broken up families, it's broken down many individuals, tragically beyond the brink. Suicide data in New Zealand was one of the worst in the OECD under this kind, empathetic government. Now they won't even publish the data. They should be embarrassed. I've had a gutsful. We've had a gutsful. We've had enough of this pathetic pretending, posturing. It's enough. This condescending dictatorship. We are reclaiming kindness.
Yeah.
We are not, as claimed by this Prime Minister, a two-tiered society. We are New Zealand, we are one, and that is what it is. You know what, I actually used to consider myself a really hard lefty, a leaning lefty at one point. A greedy with a capital G, you might say. A paid-up member even. But these days, today, I don't recognise any of them.
No, absolutely.
None of the party labels matter to me anymore. The only label I'm interested right now is that to be a free New Zealander. Free to make my own choices about my life, my body. Free to travel, free to enjoy our country. Free to attend a funeral or tangi to grieve and not have to watch an empty funeral parlour with the lonely coffin of a person I love online. New Zealanders should be free to work, free to provide for their loved ones. They should have freedom of expression without fear of being gagged and censored and abused or worse. New Zealanders, in fact, no one anywhere should be ruled by tyranny and fear, by nonsensical mandates or muzzled by masks. Prime Minister Ardern, she must end all COVID mandates immediately. Now, this is just my kōrero here. I don't know what yours is. I know our overall kaupapa, but I've personally lost faith in this entire establishment. I've lost faith in the entirety of the New Zealand political system and its institutions.
It's captured. It's captured.
Where are these elected politicians? Where the hell are you?
When their leaders are overseas.
You have all had ample opportunity to broker a conversation between your totalitarian masters and the people who elected you. Where are you? Because we are here. We're on the steps of the New Zealand Parliament House, the People's House, but you are still nowhere to be seen. You are all conspicuous in your ongoing choice to be absent. You've even gone on holiday.
A week.
You're on notice now. We the people have put you on notice. Come out of hiding. No one here wants to hurt you. Stop believing your own rhetoric.
That's right.
You are us. We are one people. This is your opportunity. Your duty is to represent us. Come down and negotiate a way forward through these stifling, nonsensical, mandatory mandates. Because we're not going anywhere until they're dropped. Come and speak with us. Bridge the gap with united factions here to agree on a clear consensus and help broker a deal. It's simple. End mandates and revoke the COVID-19 bill. But furthermore, I have another resolve. Prime Minister Ardern, Jacinda, you are not fit to lead this administration. You have abused and neglected your duty as elected kaitiaki of the people of Aotearoa. Therefore, we have the duty to call for your resignation. If this doesn't happen, it's our duty as New Zealanders, under the Constitution, to have you removed. I call on the prerogative of the Governor-General of New Zealand to act in the interest of the people of New Zealand to dissolve this Parliament. Allow us, the people, allow us to assemble a House of Representatives that actually represents us. I took all the call made yesterday from here for reclaiming our democracy by declaring New Zealand's Freedom Day for March the 1st. Not Booster Day. Hell no. Freedom Day. And that is the day Parliament reconvenes. That is the day and it will be historic, the day that New Zealand politicians may have the last opportunity to record which side of history they are on.
Choose wisely.
Choose wisely. Choose with the people who elected you or the people who muzzled you. So finally, kia kaha whānau. Stand strong. You are all, each and every single person here, and everyone you represent, because I know there are many. You are glorious. You are delightful. You are wonderful. You are beautiful. And you are the beautiful, diverse peoples of Aotearoa. Ngā mihi nui. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.